Welcome to Time Magazine's #1 rated cooking show on the internet. This is the Chef Logan Show, and I'm your host, Chef Logan. In today's video, we will be cooking something that most people find boring. I, as the mastermind, find it quite delicious. It's a very good snack, very simple to make. A lot of people have misconceptions about it, but today we are making chocolate chip protein muffins. Very simple to make. The ingredients are quite easy to come about, and without further ado, let's hop right into it. The following ingredients you will need for this creation are as follows: 2 scoops of protein powder. I chose 6 Star Nutrition. Not the greatest, but it is what I got. Next is a 1/2 cup of almond flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 cup of applesauce, unsweetened, is important. Next ingredient is 52 grams of PB2 protein or peanut butter mix. And finally is 1/2 cup of chocolate chips. I have 2 different kinds, both by the brand Lily's. I like Lily's because the brand uses stevia, so not a lot of sugar, almost none actually. Good fats and a little bit of protein in there as well. And a thing that should be mentioned is the person that I got this recipe from is Will Tennyson, fitness YouTuber. He's really cool. He said you can mix it with anything, so over here I'll make another batch of blueberries mixed in. Alright, so as we get started, here is the protein powder. We'll use 2 scoops of this. This is a little under 2 scoops. This, as shown in the ingredient part, has 64 grams of protein per 2 scoops. So, pretty good. Low carbohydrates if you're wanting to cut down on the carbs. This almond flour is as fresh as it could be, just now opening it, and I don't have anything to scoop it out with. Hopefully, this is the 1/2 cup. Alright, so 1/2 cup of almond flour. Next thing is 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Now if I'm blind, I can figure out which one. Oh yes, teaspoon. Very important. I hope. Yep, teaspoon. Alright. You know I'm the greatest chef when I don't know measurements. Next, I should have opened this. I should have opened this before filming, but technically it's 1 cup, so 1 cup would be a little less than 2 of these. We're going to use 2 anyway. Add a little bit of extra moisture to the mix. I should mention that applesauce is used as a substitute for butter and eggs. So little Jimmy, if you have a problem with that, go to hell. I live by the motto, be complex, not complacent. So if I can be complex in my baking, I will. because yes. All right, and next is 52 grams of PB2 mix. So along with this, I am going to use the half cup. About half a cup of the half cup, and then use a little bit of tap water. Get that good sodium and all the natural freaking tap water stuff that you get in tap water. And then lastly, the most essential part. Oh boy, we're grooving right now. Nothing to see here, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and that is the ingredients. As you can see, this is what it looks like before mixing, and we'll get to mixing, shall we? All right, now after everything's said and done, you'll put it in the oven at 350 for between 10 and 15 minutes. I like to be complicated, well, not complicated, complex, as I like to say. And so I'm gonna do 13 minutes, the right in between, the sweet spot, as us chefs call it. So let's put it in the oven, shall we? And now we will wait. Side note while the muffins cook, why does my head have to be so big? Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, femboys and broad girls, it's time for the reveal. Very, very, very hot and very good. As we let it cool down, let's get to the misconception and the little jimmies that want to critique anything that is protein powder based. Most people, when they think of protein powder recipes, they think of it being dry, cakey, boring. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where those people are wrong. This is very, very, very soft. More like a freaking brownie than a muffin. Actually, it's more like a muffin than a muffin. Whatever that means. But yeah, it's very good. If I want a snack, I'll make this. Very healthy. You don't got a lot of bad stuff in it. Like I mentioned, you got those dark chocolate with stevia, so no sugar, basically. Got your applesauce, very, very good. A lot of freaking antioxidants, so yeah. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, as we have the first batch cooking, or not cooking, I should say cooling down, I have another batch going. This time it is the blueberry flavor. I used none of the peanut butter. I just used more protein powder, put a little bit of the blueberries, and mixed it together. So, I wanted to discuss the protein powder that I use in the muffins. The flavor is vanilla cream. I use vanilla because I don't want it to interact with the chocolate chips as intensely as just pure chocolate protein powder would. So yeah, it's a nice blend. You don't necessarily taste the protein powder, which is good if you don't like the taste of protein powder. You just want protein. So that's a pro or a con, whatever you think. But you can choose whatever the hell you like. This is a free country. So go ahead and use chocolate for chocolate chip muffins if you want. I'm not gonna judge you. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the time of reckoning. It's either a good thing or a bad thing. You choose. I already taste tested this. That's why there's 2 missing. I won't give my verdict now. I'll give it when I actually try it. In front of the camera. So, immediately, if I can get it out of the freaking pan. Alright, well that was a fail. The first thing you'll notice, when you touch the top of the muffin, it will feel different than a typical muffin. It's a lot more thick and a lot more spongy. I put that towards the almond flour. Oh my god. I also cooked these ones a bit longer than I should have, so that's why they're falling apart. And they're a bit hot, so should have let them cool down a bit more. So, I'm gonna get a close-up. As you can see, lots of chocolate chips. It's probably not in focus, but if it is, oh well. So yeah, lovely. Not really a bottom of a muffin, not really toasted, la da da. So, let's get to the taste. Very different than an actual muffin. Very thick, like I said. Closer to a soft brownie, but thicker than a muffin. The almond flour is very noticeable, which is something I don't prefer. I'm not a fan of almonds. Sorry, people. So if you don't like almonds, then use less almond flour, put more protein powder. Just use anything to get that almond flour taste away. But other than that, it's pretty good. I would replace this as my typical muffin. It's easier than your typical muffin, I would say personally. And yeah, I give it a 7 out of 10. So yeah, enjoy. And lastly, before we finish off the video, I have another batch cooking, or about to be cooked. This batch is the blueberry one. I didn't use the peanut butter mix, still used the almond flour, and still used the protein powder. I used a bit more protein powder than I did in the last one, but gonna put this in the stove and cook it. May or may not do a taste test. If I do, I do. Then if I don't, I don't. But yeah, to close out the video, here is the blueberry batch. A little bit too much blueberry, I would say. Used a bit too many blueberries. I put a little chocolate chips in, don't know why, but I did. They're pretty cooled down. I'll give a taste test and we'll close out the video, shall we? Alrighty, so here's that specimen. Okay, this is going well already. The blueberry muffin, chocolate chip creation thing. I gotta say, going off the spot, or on the spot, I should say, the blueberry is, in my opinion, significantly better than the chocolate chip. Chocolate chip is healthier, but come on, you can't go wrong with a blueberry muffin, especially when it's protein powder, a little bit of peanut butter. Can't go wrong. I give this a 8.5 out of 10. I said I would make the chocolate chip one my staple muffin. I would certainly make these my staple muffin. I would probably use a bit less blueberries, but otherwise it is great. So yeah, as always, hope you enjoyed the video. Chef Logan signing out, and as always, stay frosty.